Hi guys. Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, hello, my name is Carly Gifford, and on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I post sit-down videos explaining all of the TikTok drama and happenings to you guys. Now, before I start each video, I like to tell you which chapstick I'm using and what I'm drinking. I have now gone back to my Burt's Bees Dragon Fruit Lemon chapstick. I really like this one, and I'm kind of switching back to like my chapsticks that are like a more solid form because I just sort of needed a little bit of a change from using the liquid ones all the time. And I finished up my Curology one finally, and yeah, now I'm just moving back to Burt's Bees for a while. And I'm also drinking a nice crisp Dr. Pepper, because that has been my new pop lately. Now, other than that, I don't believe that I have anything to preface this video with. Oh, other than the fact that I accidentally bleached my roots on my hair. So if I look kind of different and you just can't figure it out, it's because my hair is a lot lighter than it was before. It is way more of a strawberry blonde now, I think. So yes, I know. It was a mistake. Maybe I'll make a TikTok or a video about it. I don't know, maybe a YouTube short. But anyways, let's get into today's video. Today we are going to be talking about TikTok user ChaiChai444. Now, I actually don't know her real name. I think her name is pronounced like Q or Quay. I'm not 100% sure, but that's who we're going to be talking about today. Now, she doesn't have a huge following, but she does have a small following. She's like a micro influencer kind of. She has under 10,000, I guess, followers. And before, she would post a lot of religious type videos and whatnot. And in watching her videos, I actually found out that she is a recovering drug user. So good for her. She has been clean and sober for I think she said a year or so, something like that. But she is clean, she is sober, she is doing very, very well. So that's super exciting and very, good for her. Well, she makes a video talking about how she got pregnant. She's 41 years old, and she got pregnant by a guy, and this man was separated from his wife. But then after she got pregnant, he was like, oh, actually, like, I'm gonna be trying to find a way to work it out with my wife, so sorry, like, don't have the baby. And she makes this whole video about it that kind of blows up a little bit.
I'm 6 weeks and 3 days pregnant, and my child's father, all within a day of finding out that I was pregnant, that I may have an ectopic pregnancy, going to the emergency rooms, spending hours and hours and hours getting poked and prodded to find out that my baby's okay and in my uterus where they should be, and my hormone levels are where they should be. So within a day of finding all that out, the father of my child said he doesn't want this. He doesn't think this is a good idea, and he wants me to not keep the baby. Let me be very clear that my child's father was very aware of what was going on. This wasn't like nobody was trapped. He repeated over and over and over again how bad he wanted us to have a baby, how bad he wanted me to have a baby, how bad he wanted me to get pregnant. And then I get pregnant and he's like, no. And today he told me, well, listen, you have to get rid of the baby because I'm married. When we got together, thought we were getting divorced. I had requested a divorce. Things was done, I thought, but that didn't happen. And now I'm trying to work my marriage out. So you cannot have my baby. So now here we are. And I'm trying to keep my stress levels down because one of the reasons they thought it was, or wanted to rule out it being ectopic pregnancy, was because I was bleeding and still having a little bleeding issues. I'm trying to stay calm, keep the stress down so I don't harm my baby, but I'm just struggling because I'm trying to figure out why I needed this, why I needed to be trying to ask God, like, why I needed to be bent and broken and snapped in this way. I was minding my business, y'all. That man was persistent to even get a chance with me. And we were damn near living together. And then to say, and now my poor baby. I don't want this life for my baby. And you know what? I'm 41. I don't have any children. This is my first child. I didn't ever even think I wanted any. So I certainly wasn't trying to but now it's here. Just married the whole time. Intentionally got me pregnant. And once I got pregnant, told me I don't want nothing to do with this.
So it is really just a tough situation for anybody to be in. But then she does another video talking about how people were trying to tell her like, hey, you're only 6 weeks along, you do have options. Now, I'm not going to comment on any of that, but she does make a video addressing these comments that people were saying to her and DMing her. And I just think it's really important to hear how she feels about this stuff that's being said and her response to it and kind of what she's going to do moving forward. And I think that her plan, what she's going to do, is very valid, and that is up to her what she wants to do. So yeah, I don't know. I just really like that she addressed that part of this conversation.
I'm sure many of you have heard so many men say, oh, women hate each other the most. Like, women are the meanest and the worst to each other. Like, and I would always be the first one defending that. Like, no, absolutely not. Like, women, we support each other. We love each other. We believe each other. I mean, that's been my experience. I know there are women that can be pretty, brutal and ruthless towards each other just for the sake of being brutal and ruthless to another woman. But my experience has been really just beautiful, authentic relationships I've cultivated with women that have been so supportive and great and have shown up for me. I put up a post about everything I'm going through right now with my, just finding out I'm pregnant, the whole thing, all of that. Look back on my page and you can see it's the very last video I just did. And the amount of women in the comments, just mean. And I get it. If you watch the video, there are people like, girl, why would you do that? Why would you do it? There's so many people telling me, get rid of your baby. It's going to ruin your life. I get the perspective of saying you have a choice. Just consider you have other options. I totally get that perspective. And I don't mind it because we all have different experiences. But the meanness, they're like, you waited till 41 to let a married man get you pregnant and you keeping it. Don't let it ruin your life. It's a ruiner and this and that. My baby's not a life ruiner. And I posted that video hoping maybe there was a person or two out there that could understand, that maybe went through a similar situation and could provide some insight. And to the women that personally DM'd me and shared their personal experiences and tried to relate to me, I appreciate you so much. You have no idea. Because please go look at that post and look at them comments. Not even like, hey, you're a human. You're a woman. I've been hurt before too. Somebody or somebodies have done me wrong too. May not have led to pregnancy, may have. But I get it. I get how you could think things are one way and then the rug can just get ripped out from under you. Consider your options, sis. Wish you the best. Not get on that table. You need an Uber? What did somebody else tell me? Reverse the contract. Send it back. Somebody in the comments says send it back. Okay. My baby's not an it. It's a baby. And I know you may have different thoughts on what classifies a baby at what time and term and weeks and trimester, and that's fine. I'm not here to debate that with you. I'm talking about mine. It's not a life ruiner.
And then she does a video explaining a little bit more in detail about the situation with the married man. And she said that when she started seeing him, like they were basically living together. If they weren't at her house, they were at his. She thought that he was going to be divorcing his wife and then they would probably be together. So then when she told him, hey, she's pregnant, which was, again, that was something that he wanted. He told her that he wanted to have a kid. She was kind of, like, well, I'm 41. My window is almost completely shut, which it's crazy now. People in like their mid-40s are having kids, which is wild. And I think it's crazy that like medicine has gotten to a point where that sort of thing is even an option now. Because like I remember when like my mom was telling me about like her getting pregnant with me, and it was a little bit of an accident, and she was like, I was 36, so I was getting to be like a little too old to have a kid. Like I had you like later in life, and I'm like, 36? I'm only 10 years away from that. That is not late to be having a kid. Well, I don't think. But anyway, so it's just really interesting that now she's 41 and this is a totally viable option. Now, also one thing that was mentioned was that she thought it was going to be an ectopic pregnancy, and that's just where it gets stuck in the tube, and then like those types of pregnancies have a like 0% chance of making it because they're not in the correct area where they should be to correctly grow and form into a functioning person. And that actually can, I believe, kill the mother. I'm not totally sure, don't quote me on that. But yeah, so that's why she was like, I was worried worried. I thought I was just gonna have to end it because of health reasons and because it wasn't gonna make it anyways. Turns out that wasn't the case, and then he told her to end it, and it was a whole big thing, and she makes this big long video about it, but I'm gonna cut it down to just the points of the story where she is explaining the whole situation just a little bit, so it's a little bit quicker of a video for you to watch.
To clear something up, because I see some of you are being like real mean to me, or just under the impression, maybe my first video wasn't very clear, that I knew what was up with the man before having, conceiving our child. So I'm sorry, before conceiving my child. But then we met and started talking, dating, all of that. It was, the standard, are you single? You say, okay, I'm single. We cleared that we were both single. Then we got into a relationship, and for all intents and purposes, it appeared that there was no one else. When I mentioned practically living together on the other video, it wasn't like we were practically living together, so we should have had a baby. No, I was speaking to the fact of like, there were no clear indicators to me that there was someone, a wife. No. And we were with each other constantly, one or the other's place, or on the phone, FaceTime, whatever. We were behaving like people in a relationship. I'm not going to go through all of that. We were just behaving like people in a committed relationship, and then all in love, and, let's have a baby. Okay, I'm 41, baby. Maybe, baby. I'll just say, like, I didn't know. And then Tuesdays when I went to urgent care for being sick / Wednesday morning being in the ER, coming home, and Wednesday evening is when he said to me, or like late afternoon, I'm not ready for this. I don't want to have a baby, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, bro, I went to the ER already. Like I went through the scare of possible ectopic and all this stuff. Like, and we committed to this together. Like, what do you think? I'm just going to go do something that I didn't want to do? I didn't do this and like, it was an accident. It's like, oh crap, it broke. And now it was like, I laid down willingly and knowingly, signed, we both did. So I'm not gonna now let go of the response, but never like willingly and knowingly, not at this age and stage in my life with somebody's spouse. You know what I mean? Because separated or not, I don't care if you separated and you're like, I hate her, I hate him. People reconcile through separation all the time. People sometimes go as far, drop the divorce papers, get close to, divorce time, and then reconcile and stay together, and it works out. So like, I understand that, but also, even if you never plan on reconciling, right? It's not about the other person. It's about, if you are just ending something big like a marriage, you need a little time, I feel like, for me, but I'm not judging anyone's journey, because trust me, for the last day and a half, I have been judged, just talked to so mean, like, not even, am I a person? I don't know. But I just wanted to clear that up, because I feel like some people are under the impression that like, I knew. I didn't know. It all happened at the same time. Like Wednesday, he said he wasn't ready. Thursday, he was like, all right, here's the truth. The truth is, when I met you, I was separated and I had asked for a divorce. Now that's not going to happen. It's a complicated marriage. We're going to work it out so you can't have this baby. I literally found out the same day I made the video. That's why I was so emotional and confused and all over the place, because it was like, I had just found out that morning, and then the full day I was just like crying on and off and going, what the hell? I thought I was in a relationship with a person, and like, we, decided to have a baby, and now you're like, I got a whole like life that don't involve you, and I don't want it to involve you or this baby. It was just a lot that day, like a lot, but it was all at the same time. It was not, I didn't know. I didn't go into it knowing that he had a spouse. That's not for me.
And then she does make some other videos about pregnancy and kind of what she's been experiencing, which is really cool. And I think that honestly, it's not a bad thing to put out on the internet, because other people might be going through the same situation that you are. And I think that's it can be very comforting and helpful for people. But then, of course, people started seeing her videos and, had some thoughts.
41, pregnant by a married man, and he told you he didn't want the baby. You thought he was getting a divorce. Girl, I know you didn't come on her and up her crying. Let me just take it back. My thing is, y'all know I always root for the wife. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes we be in a little too long and be, but basically in the video, she explaining that they basically live together. And I can understand that depending on the husband, job or his situation. I don't know. I'm not trying to assume anything or anything like that, but girl, it should have been signs there. And then if him and his wife was together for so long, it's probably a certain routine that he used to, she used to where he gave you the little time that you had. But I'm pretty sure it was something there that stating that he was married. I told y'all, every time I wake up in the middle of the night, a little bit thirsty, I come across some type of tea.
That 41-year-old woman came on here here crying about being pregnant by that married man because she wants you guys to pay for the fucking baby. She started off with a very sad story, which, you know, again, she thought it was going to be an ectopic pregnancy, which is very dangerous, and I believe that's pretty much like, right? Turns out she's not. She tells the man, he's like, I don't want to do this anymore. Get rid of it. She's like, no. Or, you know, what? You said you wanted it, then all of a sudden it's, oh, I'm married. And she's now coming out here. Oh, I'm 41. I want a kid. I want this, that, the third. You know, I'm just like really sad because I loved him and whatever the fuck. Mind you, that woman is 6 weeks pregnant. She is 6 weeks pregnant, an abortionable amount of weeks. I did not invent that phrase. I found it on Twitter. An abortionable amount of weeks to get rid of that baby. So she's not tied to a married man who is telling you that he does not want that baby. And she is coming out here crying to us. We are telling her, including women her age, get rid of it. Single mothers, get rid of it. Now she gonna make a video. Oh my god, y'all are mean. And I didn't even watch the rest of the video, but basically you guys are mean, and you know I'm a Christian and whatever. It's like, okay. And of course, just what I was waiting on was for people in the comments to say, post the Amazon wish list. We will take care of you. That is exactly what she wanted. She is telling that sob story because she wants to get to 10,000 followers so she can be in the creator, you know, the rewards program. You know, there's enough money for everybody, whatever. And she wants you guys to pay for that baby just like people bought out Resilient Jenkins wish list and shit like that. That's why these women come on here.
I have to say, I definitely get where people are coming from after the whole Resilient Jenkins thing, that maybe she sees this baby as a little bit of a, I don't want to say like cash cow, but a way to make some extra money through the internet and to like have people buy her things and send them to her. I don't know. I kind of get that because we've seen that on the internet before, but also I don't want to just automatically assume the worst of somebody. So I don't know, but I'm very curious to see what you guys think about this entire situation, as that is it for me today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Don't forget to give my video a thumbs up and subscribe because it's free, so why not, you know? And I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!